Today I'm interviewing Jerold Jackson of Magic 107.3 FM in Kansas City. I've chosen to interview Jerold because he's someone who is creating his ideal life, and I think we can all learn from him. Please bear with me. This is my first interview, first video, so there's a lot of background noise. We're at Smuggler's Inn in Kansas City, so you can hear the waitresses and all the movement going around. And please leave your comments and questions below so I can learn how to improve this. Thank you very much. What is your background?
My background is I have a bachelor's of communications from Michigan State University. I grew up in Chicago, Illinois. I was pretty much raised in Flint, Michigan. Ended up at Michigan State, and I was born to an interesting dysfunctional family. True sense of dysfunction. My mom was a 15-year-old girl pregnant by a construction worker, and they didn't stay together. So she put me up for adoption, not in the traditional sense. What she did was she gave me to my father, and then she just disappeared. And my father didn't know what to do, so he gave me to one of his little girlfriends on the side. Interesting start, isn't it?
That is very interesting. Wow.
But she couldn't keep me long, so my aunt and uncle decided to adopt me. So, and that's how my start got.
Wow.
And I've been in radio for close to 32 years.
Wow. So you probably know what you're doing in this video.
No, you know what? You never know.
Okay.
You never totally know. Once you think you know it all, you're done. In any industry, if you know it all, that's what I tell teenagers. If you think you know it all, go ahead. You're done. You can retire now because you know it all. I'm learning something new every day in this business.
Good. How are you living your ideal lifestyle right now?
You know, I'm not totally living my ideal lifestyle, but I'm far from where I was. I have a vision of where I want to go, and I'm working it. I have a plan, I have a written plan. I have a group of people that surround me that we're all together, are working together so I can live my ideal lifestyle. I know what it looks like. I know what my address looks like. I know what my house looks like. I know everything, what my life is going to be. 2 years from now, 5 years from now, I know it all. As far as where my life is going to be and the lifestyle I'm going to lead. And I'm working towards making that happen.
So how does that make you feel?
Knowing what the future is and knowing where I've come and knowing that I've already done that, I've already visualized and executed, it makes me feel pretty good knowing what the future is going to bring. The only thing is you're going to have bumps and bruises along the way. And that is where, the old cliche, where you separate the men from the boys. Not that that's being sexist or anything, just old cliche. Yeah. It's just, that's where you know. If you know for an absolute fact, you're going to have unlimited time, unlimited resources, how would you live your life? And that's where I'm living my life right now. I know that in this business, I'm going to win. Whatever I do, I put my mind to it. I don't give up. And I can do it by myself with the help. So it's not like I'm being dependent on anybody. I'm being interdependent. So I'm mixing it up a little bit. Actually, it works like that. It's like a highway. I-70 is the same in Ohio as it is in Kansas or Missouri or Illinois. It's still I-70, but they go through all of these different states, but it's still connected.
That makes sense. What made you realize you could have the life that you wanted?
You know, I read a book from Napoleon Hill called Think and Grow Rich. I read other books by Brian Tracy. I've read The Bootstrap Coach. I've talked to the Bootstrap Coach. And it is possible. As long as you believe it. You have to believe it, because everything in the mind, even this building we're in, someone had to put it in their mind, I can build this building. And they did it. They built it, and it is absolutely beautiful the way it is. So anything that you can put in your mind, anything you can conceive, you can achieve. And I've done that. I've done that over and over again. I've said, when I came to Kansas City, I had a station that was 21st in the market. The best they ever achieved was 12th. Or I came here, and in one rating period it was 4th, and then within another year it was #1. A station that happens to be 41 miles outside of town.
Wow.
So I've had some challenges. I've had people to believe in me, and I believed in myself.
What sacrifice have you made to get to the point where you are today?
I made the sacrifices. Some of them are not good sacrifices. Like my children, my 2 youngest boys. I'm not around them. My mother didn't want to travel and do all the traveling that I do, when my company moved me. So I had to sacrifice that. If I had to do that over again, I'd probably try to be more of a convincing salesperson that moving would be a good thing. Sacrifices I've also made is that I've denied my own pleasure because I've made the investment in myself. Instead of going out and partying, I've made financial sacrifices to make sure that everything I was taking care of I was taking care of my responsibilities properly. Instead of going out and partying, if I'm at home working on a project, that would be better. If I wasn't actually in radio, I probably wouldn't be in clubs at all. In fact, you rarely would see me if I'm not being paid to be there. The other sacrifices, or I don't think it's a sacrifice, I think it's just a goal, is that when you look at TV a lot, you got to ask yourself, are you on the right side of the glass? Am I on the right side of that glass? Am I looking at the people living their dreams, or am I living my dreams?
Well, you're on the glass side of the TV now.
See how it works?
Am I correct in stating that you have sacrificed pleasures, immediate pleasures, but this is for the long-term pleasures?
Oh, the long-term pleasures, when I have a win, that just takes me. That just does something for me. I love my wins. I love the feeling. It's almost like a high. Nothing that tequila could ever do, or vodka, or anything other drink. That is that feeling of winning, or reaching your goals, reaching your worthwhile goals and ideals. And sometimes it's just the little things. I wanted to be on a video on YouTube. There you go. It's just the little things in life that make it worthwhile. And then it's when you have the impossible odds and you overcome that by pulling yourself by your own bootstraps.
In what areas are you still trying to reach your ideal life?
I'm trying to live in the ideal climate of where I want to go. I want to be in total control of my financial well-being. See, I'm still working for someone right now, and in a small way, I'm working for myself. But I want to have my own business, and it's not exactly radio, but sometimes it may be. But I want to have my own destiny. And some people, it kind of hurts me to hear people say, "Well, I want to have my own business so I can go into work whenever I want to." No. Yeah. That's not the whole goal, to have as many days off as possible. It's to do something that you enjoy, to enjoy the success that you can have every day, to be on the right side of that glass. The people on the other side of that glass, they work long and hard hours to be on the other side of that glass. They're not worried about how many days they can take off. They're worried about how many days they can be on.
But they're probably enjoying the heck out of it.
Yeah, they're loving every second of it.
It's not work. What advice would you give someone that wants to take control of their life?
They need to make an obvious plan, and the plan is not what you say in your head, because most dreams that are in your head, they stay there if you don't write them down. So the person who wants to have you live your dreams, you've got to write down your dreams. You got to ask yourself, what is the next step? What is the thing I can do? What is the daily steps I can do? If you just take 2 things every day and work towards that goal, just every day, I'm talking including Saturday and Sunday, if you just do 2 things to reach those goals, you would be there in no time. And it's just by the inch. Just take the inch, the baby steps. You take those baby steps, and that's what it's going to take to get to those goals. I've had some trials and tribulations in my life, and just some things that the average person would probably fold. No, that's when you get right back up. You get back up on your horse and you ride out. You do what you got to do.
plug your business.
Oh, I'm Jerold Jackson. I work at Magic 107.3. I am also a part of a mastermind group, and that's another thing I would suggest for you, looking up the mastermind group and finding out what it is that it does. Because when you have two or more minds together, it creates a third mind. So at Magic 107.3, we try to have a positive atmosphere, positive vibe, great music. We're on the web at magic1073.com, and click on the Listen Live button, and we'll be right there.
How can they get a hold of you?
You can call me. You can actually reach me I'm on LinkedIn at Jerold Jackson, spelled Jerold, last name Jackson. And I'm also on Facebook, and all my information is there, including my phone number. You can reach me at any time.
If I'm correct in saying Action Jackson is one
Yeah,
of the
Action Jackson, that's what they call me. You know, I got that name a long time ago because I used to work in radio Detroit.
Okay.
And it was a top 40 radio station, so we did kind of wacky and crazy stuff. And one of the wacky and crazy things that we used to do, I'd do anything just to get people to laugh. I had this thing called Jerold's Bed Chat, where you called me up and you told me who you were sleeping with. So that's what we did. That's how I got the name Action Jackson, because you never knew. It was always something crazy going on.